What is up, guys? It's Swimmer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action. Going to be trying out a new team in the Ultra League today. It's a team that I've used for 4 sets now, and I'm 15 and 5 so far. But it is Alolan Ninetales, Swampert, and Jellicent. My Alolan Ninetales is as XL as I can make it right now. It's at 2397 CP, so I need probably about 100 more XL candy to get it a little closer to 2500. And my Jellicent is currently best buddy, but that's just because I'm lacking about 10 XL candy to power it up 2 more times. It's a 96 IV, so it's not, ideal PvP IVs by any stretch. It's just um, a lucky that I got that it was going to be less XL candy, less dust, so that was the one I went with. But the idea here is that Alolan Ninetales is weak to um, Registeel, other steel types, uh, fires, and so Swampert is a very good cover for that, and then Jellicent handles those reasonably well and will be acting as the safe swap here. So let's go ahead and get right into the battles. So this is sort of a pseudo ABB team, but Jellicent generally doesn't draw out a grass in Open Ultra because there's typically not grass. It's more likely to draw out something like an Umbreon. So let's see what we get on the lead here. We've got Ninetales into Giratina. This is exactly what we want to see. And they swap into a Swampert. I'm going to go into Jellicent, but I think this is a mistake, and you guys are going to see why. Unlike in Great League, most uh, most Swamperts are running Earthquake, so I do successfully shield that. But also, unlike Great League, this Shadow Ball does not really leave them in a position where they can be hexed down afterwards. So it's gonna since we're behind on energy, we're never really going to be able to catch up, and an Earthquake and a Hydro Cannon is definitely going to be able to KO us. So if I just chipped it with a Weather Ball first, this would be a lot more comfortable. But that's one of the things that you got to sort of work through with a new team. Yes, if this was Great League, that Shadow Ball would have KO'd, would have been fine. But instead, I'm going to get KO'd. They were able to farm up a bunch of energy beforehand, and they were just going to be able to outpace me. So no sense in me shielding there. I'm going to come in with the Alolan Ninetales, tank this Hydro Cannon, and look to farm down. They do come in with Melmetal. I'm going to have to swap out into Swampert, and it's a Giratina, so switch advantage was really important there. So they definitely took full advantage of the Swampert safe swap. I definitely did not have a good enough response there. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. We are able to connect on that. That's really good for us. I kind of have to shield this. I need to maintain a little bit of health. I know the superpower is going to deal more damage. And then I go for the bait here. I really need to get a shield from my opponent. And this is also partly to stall out the clock. So we don't get a shield. That's not good for us at all. And we can't, this is going to get us very low. We have to build up to the Earthquake. Going to swap out into the Alolan Ninetales and throw the Weather Ball here. That's able to take them out, but now they can come in with Melmetal and farm up a ton of energy. And there's really not a whole lot that we can do here. We're going to be able to throw some Weather Balls, but it's not really going to do very much damage. They are resisted, and this is Ultra League, so everything is super bulky. They're probably going to throw here. Yep. So Rock Slide is going to be enough to take us out. We've got a Hydro Cannon, but they've definitely got to move, and it's definitely going to be enough to take us out. So they shield that, and then this Superpower Rock Slide will take us out. That was a very winnable game. What I had to do was just chip the Swampert with the Alolan Ninetales to maintain alignment. If I can keep Alolan Ninetales on the Giratina, even if I have to tank a Hydro Cannon, that's a very favorable matchup still. And the Swampert on the Melmetal is again very favorable, so I needed to make sure that I won switch, and the way to do that was to chip the Swampert first. Alright, getting into this next battle, I did have quite a hard time finding battles today, so I might need to skip some of this footage here. There we go. Escavalier on the lead. This is very bad for Alolan Ninetales, so I'm going to go into Jellicent right away, and curiously enough, they're actually staying in, so I'm just going to go for this Shadow Ball. We do CMP tie, so I don't need to shield the Drill Run. And this Shadow Ball is going to deal a lot of damage if they decide not to shield. They do decide to shield, so pretty good for me. Up a shield already. It's a Gyarados coming in. I really want to get this Shadow Ball off. The Crunch is either just barely not going to KO or just barely going to KO. It does take me out. That's really unfortunate. That Shadow Ball would have been very nice chip damage onto the Gyarados. There's an argument that could be made that I should have shielded because I would have gotten to the third Shadow Ball faster. And then this would be a lot easier for my Alolan Ninetales to handle, but we're resisting the Dragon Breaths, and the only move that they have that's going to do anything at all is Aqua Tail. So not pretty good matchup here, and we're able to farm up a bunch of energy. Going to swap out now into Swampert. They have a Melmetal in the back, so this is clearly indicating that Swampert is our win condition. We're going to go ahead and shield whatever move this is. It is a Drill Run. The moves from Escavalier are going to deal the most damage, so we're going to go for a Hydro Cannon here. And we are able to connect with the Hydro Cannon. And now we're just going to look to Mud Shot down. If we Mud Shot down, we'll have 100 energy for the Melmetal coming in, and that is going to be a bad time for the Melmetal. So we're going to go for the Hydro Cannon bait here. My guess is that they will call the bait, but Hydro Cannon does about half their health anyways, so we're still going to be able to really chip away at this Melmetal quite effectively. They have to shield this Hydro Cannon. They do decide to shield that. We're able to get to another one before they can get to another charge move. This is going to get them very low, so we're just going to do a quick swap into Alolan Ninetales and throw the Weather Ball, and that's definitely going to be enough to take them out. So the reason I did the swap there instead of letting the Swampert go down is I'm not actually sure whether Alolan Ninetales wins CMP against Melmetal. I think at 2500 CP it would, but at 2400 I'm not positive. So if they had superpowered me and stored a Rock Slide back, and the superpower took me out, then I might have lost that game, but by swapping in, I was able to basically take them by surprise and make sure that I was able to take out the Alolan Ninetales. Alright, let's see if we can fast forward here and find the next matchup. Yeah, had a bit of a couple error 6s here. A long time to find a match. Very long time. Bear with me here. Alright, Dragonite on the lead. This is perfect. That's the dream. And then here, I decided that I didn't actually need to chip this Dragonite because the Swampert is, useless against the Dragonite, but both Jellicent and Alolan Ninetales do quite well. So I'm going to go ahead and come into my Swampert. I think it was actually a mistake to shield this. I think I should play out the Zero Shield because my Swampert is very high IVs. It's 0, 15, 15. And so I can survive 2 Hydro Cannons, but some Swamperts can't. But in the one shield, the extra Mud Shot damage is definitely enough. That means that this is not going to be... This is going to take me out or very close to it. Yeah. So I survived with 1 HP, and they actually get an extra Mud Shot in. So the Zero Shield is definitely what I should have done. I'm going to come in with Jellicent and farm up a lot of energy. And they decide to come into Giratina. So this is totally fine with me. I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball, which is going to deal a lot of damage. And then I'm going to look to build up to an Ice Beam to store it. No need to shield this. It is a Shadow Sneak. I'm going to store the Ice Beam here, swap into the Alolan Ninetales, and look to Powder Snow all the way down. And then the stored energy on this Ninetales is going to be great. They have to throw Shadow Sneaks, which are neutral, and it's not a very good move, so you guys can see they don't deal a lot of damage. I need to save the shield for the move that they stored on the Swampert. So we have a Weather Ball, like 3 Weather Balls almost banked. We're going to shield this Hydro Cannon. I think we would survive, but it's definitely going to deal the most damage. Going to throw the Weather Ball. This is definitely going to get the shield from my opponent. We can throw another Weather Ball, and they're short of a second Hydro Cannon, so this is looking quite good for us. That's able to take them out, and then the Dragonite coming in is going to take a Weather Ball to the face, and it is not going to appreciate it. And that is going to be enough damage to take it out. And of course, we still had that Ice Beam stored on the Jellicent, so we were in a really good spot there. The Dragonite, once I got rid of the Swampert, the Dragonite had nowhere to go. So that was a really positive matchup for me. And to be honest, the Giratina didn't really have anywhere to go either. So that was definitely partly a team comp win. Alolan Ninetales had play against all 3 Pokemon. Swampert is, only kind of a response to Alolan Ninetales. So, all right, getting into the next battle here. We're gonna skip ahead again because again had very long queue times today. I think that nobody wants to play Open Ultra. Here we go. Alolan Ninetales into Giratina. This is very good for us. We're going to be able to easily outpace, and so I was looking to throw, around 7, but they actually come into Poliwrath, which is not a good response to Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to throw the Dazzling Gleam. I probably just should have swapped into Jellicent, because Jellicent is just about the hardest Poliwrath counter that there is, resisting the Ice Punch, the Dynamic Punch, and the Hydro Pump. But we're going to swap into it after throwing the Gleam and look to Hex down. This gives us a lot of energy. If it's the Giratina coming back in, which it is, they're going to have to eat a Shadow Ball. And this Shadow Ball is going to deal a ton of damage, almost KOs the Giratina. We get 1 Hex off, and then they throw a move. This is going to be the only move that they throw. So I'm going to go ahead and shield, because given that they came back in with Giratina, suggests that Jellicent is going to have a lot of play against what they've got in the back, and it is a Melmetal, so Jellicent definitely does have some play here. Rock Slide won't KO from this range, and we have the energy for the second Shadow Ball now, so we're going to go ahead and throw it. This will definitely get a shield from the Melmetal, as it would basically take it out. Yeah, it would definitely take it out, and we can come into our Swampert now. They've got a bunch of energy, but Swampert can handle these charge moves very well. They actually go for the Rock Slide there, not wanting to debuff themselves, and we successfully called that bait, and then my opponent decides to surrender, recognizing that the game was definitely over at that point. Swampert was going to take care of both Pokemon pretty handily. Yeah, so good game there. Alolan Ninetales, again, had a lot of play. It had play against the Poliwrath and the Giratina. So let's scroll ahead to the next battle. Another error 6. Oh, here we are. Alright, so last battle here in the set, we have Ninetales into Escavalier. Again, not a very good matchup. Got to go into Jellicent. And again, they're staying in. This is the second time I've had an opponent stay in with the Jellicent, which is very positive for me. And they actually come into Empoleon. Empoleon is not a response to Jellicent. This is a very good matchup for Jellicent because the waterfalls are resisted. The Drill Peck doesn't deal a lot of damage, and you eventually outpace the Empoleon, and the Shadow Ball just deals so much. So this is really good for me. If they come back in with Escavalier, the Drill Run won't KO. They come back in with Steelix, actually, so super spicy pick. Gonna go ahead and throw a Shadow Ball. We get a shield from the Steelix that's quite good for us. We're up a shield, and we got switch advantage. This is going to be a crunch to take us out. Totally fine. We can come back in with Alolan Ninetales, which is going to be double resisting the Dragon Tails. And they have to go for the Earthquake to really deal any meaningful damage because they're probably not running Heavy Slam. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball here. We're going to be able to line up our Swampert against the Escavalier, and this Earthquake doesn't deal a ton of damage because Steelix is so defensively weighted. We can shield all of the moves coming from this Scavalier because they're going to deal the most damage, and Swampert really is our win con here. So we're going to build up to the Earthquake and go for the Hydro Cannon, hoping to get a shield, but if we don't, it will get them quite low. Yeah, we've got back-to-back Hydro Cannons here. Hopefully they shield, but they decide not to. Totally fine with me. I can throw another Hydro Cannon. This is either going to take them out or get the last shield. We do get the last shield. Totally fine with me. This drill run won't be enough to KO. And then we'll have to see what they want to do. They decide to swap into the Ninetales. Into the Steelix. I stored a Hydro Cannon on my Swampert, then come into my Ninetales. I could have just thrown the Hydro Cannon, but I think that it was safer for me to store it so that the Escavalier couldn't farm me down. Have the loaded energy on the Ninetales, may as well use it against the Steelix. And then we're able to get to a Weather Ball against the Escavalier when they come back in. So that's going to be a good game. And yeah, that was really, again, Alolan Ninetales having play against... Actually, Alolan Ninetales there wasn't great, but the Jellicent safe swap was really strong, and they just didn't have a great response to it, so that was able to win us the game there. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.